Okay, now in 6:20, let us start now. A warm welcome to our masters, Brother Joe Huang, Hualien Dharma team, and brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma talk. A very good morning. Let us start the session for today. Today, I would like to share a short extract from our Master Cheng Yen, Inspiring Love and Purifying Human Minds. Each year, as I go around Taiwan to join the year-end blessing ceremonies, I always stress on the need to purify people's minds to bring about harmony in society. What does purifying minds mean? It is to inspire empathy and compassionate love in people's heart. The recent major earthquakes in Turkey and Syria has devastated 17 regions, and media coverage has also allowed us to rapidly be aware of the disaster situations. I'm very grateful to this wave of love from Taiwan that has gathered in response to the tragedy. The moving footage of our relief work on Thai TV have truly allowed us to witness the inspiring of love in people's hearts, as well as the purifying of minds. Yeah, the cycle of love spread throughout the world. Grateful to Master Cheng. Now let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Hualien be free from disaster and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. From I pray, may we join our hands, our hearts as one. Spread the seeds of great love, nurture wisdom evermore, that has filled the world with hope. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas know my prayer. All united with one heart, that has end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disasters in the world. Now let us pray together for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, Let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body and enlightened mind, and a total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our masters to lead us in paying homage to the triple gem. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere vows. Please rise, come together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Abode Masters who could join us today. Okay, today we have Master Sharon Frazer, who will be sharing with us, sowing the seeds of love, and will follow by Brother Joe Huang on the Dharma Discussion. Okay, now let us invite Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary. Thank you, Sharon.
Good morning, everyone. Find my slides. Okay. Hey, last week, Sister Yen Ping, she gave us 2 stories of her mentees. First was Sister Guna's 8-year story was told by Sister Yen Ping. It was a tale of struggle and deep suffering. With domestic violence and a disabled child, Guna dispensed with her pride. She sought refuge with her family and surrendered and cried. With Sister Guna, Sister Yen Ping shared her own story of her own disabled child and turning things around with glory. Create good karma and send blessings to all, even those who cause your misery and downfall. After 13 months, a miracle happened. Guna's husband signed up for rehab. With Guna's daily practice of bamboo bank and recycling, turning trash to fat, she recommended Tzu to others in need, and through serving realized her abundant blessings despite life's tough speed. Another blessing call for a job at Sister Yen Ping's company allowed Guna to earn a living and have her own home with her family. She registered to volunteer. This is such a big change. As she cultivated more good karma, her life effortlessly rearranged. Another story is of Sister Su Ching. Once thought herself not smart, no boyfriend, and her life was a bane. Her mother's dementia led to suicidal thoughts, but Tzu brought her hope and opportunities a lot. She saw Guna's case and turned her life around, grateful for health, financial independence, no time to be down. The 3 have a sisterhood bond for nearly 10 years, each a pillar to the other. They are Bodhisattva peers. Brother Liu came on. Last Saturday, we heard a summary of Brother David's thoughts on the power of Dharma and how it ought to be learned and cultivated every day so that we may call upon it if and when our thoughts stray. Though busy, he cannot stop his broadcast, for some have an affinity that will last. He shares how idle time is precious and using it effectively is wondrous. Preparing for a live broadcast takes a lot of time, but it is worth the effort for the 1.8 million viewers, he further chimed. With 25 translators across the world, the Dharma's reach has been unfurled. Dharma may not be used every day, but it should be learned and kept at bay. For droplets of water make a river, and grains of rice make a bushel to be delivered. Affinity will come, and we must prepare to benefit the person who needs it with care. If we feel we cannot do it, we must at the very least try until it becomes second nature and we are no longer shy. Brother David shared his insights on time management. to attend to important things with wisdom-guided commitment. Develop good actions until they become a habit. Then it will be second nature. Ironically, by that time, we will have more moments for meaningful leisure. Good or bad destiny is all in the mind, and the goodness of every experience is up to us to define. That's it from me. And for listening, I'll stop share. Pass over to thank you, Sister Sharon. Sister Sharon is the next speaker. Oh, Sister Su Ching, would you like to? I didn't see you. So sorry.
Don't
Would
worry,
you like to?
Sister Lily for the great start, and Sister Su Ching for bringing us back to last Saturday session. Awesome summary as usual. Good morning, both masters, brothers and sisters around the world. Very grateful to everyone for supporting since early in the morning. Indeed, we are most happy and joyous to have the first Sister Sharon Frazer. Of course, we know that Sister Sharon is a great bodhisattva from Australia, and she has now traveled to Africa for some time, joining Brother Robert. Today, Sister Frazer will share with us this journey, continue sharing on this journey of sowing the seeds of great love. Sister Sharon is a disciple close to Master's heart, using Master's teaching of great love that can accommodate and purify the world. Indeed, Tzu is a world where the sun never sets. Okay, without much ado, let us invite Sister Sharon to share with us her journey in Eswatini.
Sister Su Ching. I shall share my screen first,
Yes, Sister, you should be able to share screen.
You okay? Can you see the screen all right?
I think Sister wish to enlarge it, right?
Sorry. Can you see the screen okay now?
Yeah, can see the screen. Maybe
okay, I'm just going to enlarge. Yeah, how about now? Okay.
Yeah,
All
great.
good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Good morning, Master Cheng Yen, Brother Joe, brothers and sisters from around the world. I'm very grateful to be given the opportunity to share with everyone and today, and I'm really, really, how do I say? I haven't been sharing for a while. I just feel grateful. Okay, so let's start the sharing. Okay, I'm sharing from Eswatini, and the topic of my sharing today is sowing the seeds of love. Okay. I believe many of you know where Eswatini is, but just in case if some of brothers sisters who's not sure where Eswatini is a small country. This is the map of Africa, and we are closer to the South Africa. And Eswatini is actually between Mozambique and South Africa. As you can see, the tiny little country there, there's Eswatini. And these are our diligent volunteers and commissioners of Eswatini. We have many volunteers, and we have around 30 commissioners today. Here, I would like to share this with everyone because this year, on the 24th of January, we are very blessed to be able to have this opportunity to share our greetings to Master. And never before we able to do so. And this is our very first time our country can see our volunteers and commission can see Masters face to face, kind of, and share our greetings. So we are very thankful and very excited. When we were told that, Eswatini had the chance to share it with Master, all of us actually, the first thing that came to mind is like, oh, gosh, are you sure? What are we going to share? We don't know how to share and everything. Also, like, because it's the first time we have our computer. So, so we don't know what to share. But honestly, we have so much to share. We don't know what to share is because we have a lot to share and we don't know where to start, kind of. So at the end, we decided that, okay, let's just seize this opportunity and make our vows to Master. So for this year, 2023, Eswatini volunteers vow to listen to more Master's teachings, promote environmental protection and promote vegetarian diet, passing on handcraft skills to the communities, traditional weaving skills and handmade organic detergents. This is very important in the country of Eswatini because passing on skills, there's a lot of skills from the elderly that we want to pass to the young ones, all the traditional skills. So this is and the skills, and not just to the young one, but to others, within the community as well, so that we can use these skills to make something, to do something, so that we can raise funds to help the communities, to help at the communities. And another vow we made is expanding our spirit of great love by establishing an organic agricultural farm to support our soup kitchens. And we also think that, yeah, we want to have a trial, setting up free clinics and health education classes to the communities. So these are all very big vows to us, because there are many of these vows is our very first time doing so. So it is something that we take it seriously from our side. And we know that these vows, we said it out, so we must carry out the vows. So, and then what else we want to share with Master? We thought, like, you know, we have a lot of touching stories, but we can't pick this and not say this, and pick this story and not share the other stories. But I think most importantly, what we want to share to Master is that we want Master to be to feel peace and not to worry about us. So because we promise we are going to carry out Master's work diligently and have Masters close to our heart to carry out this Sergi work and with Sergi spirit. So this is the song that we always sing. Whenever we go and do Sergi work, we always sing this song. And this song is actually produced by ourselves and lyrics are written by ourselves. So it's a very touching song. It's just the songs that basically tell Master that, you know, Master, don't worry, we will do what Masters wants us to do and go out and relieve suffering, go and do Sergi work. So so that's why on that day we take the opportunity to sing these songs to Master and to everyone who join us in the sharing. So this is our very first vow. One of our vow is to listen to more Master's teachings. And yes, are we doing that? Yes, we are. So we have a computer, we have the Zoom, with technology. Now we can actually listen to Master's teachings through computers, you know, to many of all these social media. And we also not just listening to Master's teaching, we actually also listen to a lot of sharing from other countries, which in the past would be very hard because we only do what we know what to do and taught to do, but haven't really have the opportunity to listen to sharers from a country like Malaysia, for example, or Australia or other countries. So we learn a lot. So this is a very good opportunity for us to learn from other countries how they carry out Sergi work as well. So it was really, really great that we can and are able to do it now. And on top of that, we take the effort to make sure that not only do we just go to the center to listen to Master's teachings once a week or once a month, but we also have our own WhatsApp group, where in the WhatsApp group every day, here I will share if Master tells stories, so I'll share into the group so we all can listen. And also we I'll share out the Jingsi aphorism every morning. So in this Jingsi aphorism, it says, I probably need to be with my glasses, when the mind is tranquil and serene, one can appreciate the beauty of everything. So this is a Jingsi aphorism for the day. And also we share life wisdom with the English subtitles. So volunteers, commissioners, and everyone can actually watch the teachings. Okay, and then this one is another Jingsi aphorism that share. It is very good. Every morning we do share the teachings and Jingsi aphorism. So it says that as I can wake up and open my eyes, each day is the birth of a new life, a new beginning to start my life afresh. We're also very grateful to Sister Yachi, who has been leading and guiding us doing searching work in Eswatini here. So we are very grateful to her, and she also shared a lot with us and give us a lot of teachings and guidance. So whatever Sisters Yachi has information or great sharings and all that, she will put into the group for us to watch as well. So thank you. So because I just okay. Next, another vows that we vow to master is to promote environmental protection and promote vegetarian diet. Here we for this our youth. We have many youths here and students. Actually, they are really, really energetic youth and very committed youth. So they say they want to lead this environmental campaign, and we, as all the commissioners, we accompanying them. So they apply for the permits to go to arrange an area that we want to do the cleanup for the country. So this is. Yeah, so this is our first time doing environmental protection, actually. So we went out to get the gloves and the bags, and everyone was so excited, and also promoting vegetarian diet. Vegetarian diet, I think we have been doing it for a long time, because here in Eswatini, in fact, mostly people are a vegetarian, and in our soup kitchens, we have around 84 soup kitchens, and all our soup kitchens, we only cook vegetarian food. So we have been promoting the vegetarian diet. So while we are actually starting our environmental protection campaign, which we are about to do it on that Saturday after getting all the permits and so on, and we heard about the earthquake in Turkey, the Turkey earthquake. So hearing that, we know that we want to do our parts as well. Though we are poor, we believe that we can also help to contribute a little bit that we fundraise, we can make a difference to Turkey. So, but how are we going to have the fundraising campaign as well? We might have to, it takes time for us to submit application and so on. So because of that, we thought like, oh, why not we combine the two campaigns together, the environmental campaign and the fundraising campaign, since we already kind of been, we were have the permit already. So we just add another activities that we want to do, and we got it approved. So on Thursday, kind of like we do that, we can do both campaign together, we can carry both campaign together on Saturday. So very quickly, we think that, okay, we got to start planning on how to fundraise for Turkey, how we're going to do it. We don't have bamboo banks, as in, we don't have the tin bamboo bank or even the bamboo. So we thought what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. And we know that we have lots of bamboo in Eswatini. So we thought like maybe we can cut the bamboos just like Master, when Master started the bamboo bank. That's what Master use, is a real bamboo, using the real bamboo. So that night, after the students, you can see it's very dark here, is because the students finished school, and they came to help straight away, cutting the bamboos at nighttime. So I'm really very thankful to and very touched to see how our students and youth are so committed that, whenever we ask for help, letting them know there's surgery work and so on, they will straight away say, yes, yeah, we are coming, So that night, they cut the bamboos and till quite late. And the next morning, you can see all these bamboos already. Actually, back to that, the previous slide there, here, a lot of the youth and the students, they actually don't know that the bamboo has a hole in the middle. They know there's bamboo, but they haven't cut the bamboo before. And when they cut the bamboo, they see the hole in the middle. They say, oh, no wonder, all of us ask, the commissioners all ask the youth to cut the bamboos, because we're going to use this as a bamboo bank to collect the funds for Turkey. So there's a lot of teaching and sharing about the bamboo bank that night. So here you see all the bamboo, fresh, green, and it's very, very unique. So each bamboo, as you can see, they are unique on its own, and the whole like inside there's different sizes. Some are bigger and some are smaller, and also the smell of each bamboo is so different. So it is really, really nice, the fragrance of the bamboo. And then we thought like, okay, we gotta be quick, and then what else we need to do on Friday to get ready for Saturday. So we print out, we get Sergi South Africa to help us, and they gave us all the posters that we can use. So we print out these posters, and actually I can share if you can see me or not. I can, this is the poster here that we made ourselves, and then we use the bamboo sticks and then just stick it on to the poster. And this is also the bamboo bank that I still have here. Can you see me or not? No?
Yes, we can see you, Sister
You
Sharon.
can. All right. Yeah. So this is the bamboo band that we use. You can see it's all torn already because we use it a lot, and the bamboo actually turned color after a while. It's now brown, not green anymore. So I myself, I know in Malaysia we have bamboos and all that, but I don't really pay much attention to bamboo. But now I hold this bamboo and I keep it and hold it and look, use it, and I feel really, really good. That it is, we can, when you think there's nothing, you can actually find something to make it into the thing that you want. So yeah, there's never no or no way, no, there's always a way. So that very early morning, we actually started very early, and we drive to the location that we want to do the cleaning campaign and the fundraising campaign. Yes, I'm very fortunate. Just I share this photo because I have my daughter there with me there, and my daughter came for a few months in Eswatini here for a hospital placement. So she worked at the hospital and get to go to, they do a lot of outreach here because community is very poor. They couldn't go to the hospital. They have no money to go to the hospital. So basically the hospital go to the community. So they have this mobile van doing all the outreach. And my daughter, so as part of the team, so she get to experience all these treating patients while in different communities, and it could be up in the mountain, it could be very, very far away, and sometimes she came home like really, really late. Sometimes they even work till like 10, 11 o'clock at night until every patient's been seen. So and of course able to join the Sergi work whenever she can. She felt very really blessed, and I really learned a lot. So that morning we hop into the bakkie, as you can see. We all travel by bakkie most of the time behind the van, and because we have to go through a lot of bumpy roads. So when we arrived there, there's all the others, commissioners and volunteers are already there, all come from different places, and a lot of students joining in as well. So you can see in our cleaning campaign, we very grateful to have so many youths here. That we divide ourselves into a few groups. Okay, the youths are mainly handling the cleaning campaign, whereas the commissioner, which are elderly, we work more towards the fundraising campaign. So while we're doing this cleaning campaign, but not just picking up rubbish, we actually share with the communities as well. We share with them about the refuse, reuse, and all the recycling, why we picking up rubbish, because many people stop by and curious and ask what we're doing. So we share with them what we do. And also we share, we actually form close bonds with the community as well as we do this Sergi work, because a lot of them have seen Sergi before, because we have soup kitchens all around Eswatini, and also we do rice distribution around Eswatini, but able to actually walk with us and talk with us and picking up rubbish at the same time. We got so many, a lot of opportunities to actually recruit a lot of new volunteers to join in as well. So very, very grateful. So here, like from the roadside, actually, I do drive past this road quite a bit. And when you drive past, you actually don't see much rubbish at all. It looks pretty clean. But as you stop by and actually look to behind all this tall, high grass, there's full of little rubbish like wrappers and so on. So we spend the whole time picking up a lot of all these little wrappers, rubbish. And while the youth picking up the rubbish, and here we have all our commissioners and also volunteers busy fundraising for Turkey. And cars do stop by and ask us what we're doing, and when we told them, share a story about Turkey earthquake and all that, and many kind bodhisattvas also wanting to donate, because we do tell them, like, you know, it doesn't matter how much, it is the thoughts that counts, and every sense can make a difference. So here we are, this is our station. We stopped there, and we have set up the tables, and this is in the communities area. People walk past and ask us what we do. So we share stories about Sergi, what we do, and about soup kitchens, and about all the home visit patients and so on with them, and many do donate to us. And while while our volunteers and commissioners are busy with the cleaning campaign and cleaning campaign and fundraising campaign, we also have volunteers behind the scene. They were busy cooking for everyone. So we have, this is one of soup kitchen in the same area, and every Saturday they cook for the children. There's around 60, 70, 80 to 100 children that we cook for. Some are orphans, and some are, most of them, of course, all of them are like needy children. So they will come and have our Suji food here. So that day, there are so many of us coming, so they cook for 150. You can see all these big pots, and our vegetarian food. The rice are donated by Suji, and the vegetables are mainly the leaders, the volunteers, all of us fundraise the rice, the vegetables ourselves, or the community's donation and so on. So here is, I just want to share with you, my daughter has got again, she's very lucky that, to have the opportunity to be in the soup kitchen, to help out at the soup kitchen. So I'll just share with you the kids. So you can see the rice, and then there's sugar beans there. Yeah. So we use this opportunity. We seize every second we have, really, in doing Sergi work. So while at the soup kitchen, we also, so some will be behind the kitchen there, helping out, and then some will be at the front with the children. So we share Jingxi aphorism. If you have these books, you can see this is in Zulu, in English, and in Mandarin. So we have these books that all the leaders will hold these books, or the students will share this Jingxi aphorism with the children. This one is do good and speak kindly. So these are all very simple, easy to understand words of quotes and words of wisdom and teachings that we can share with the children. So the middle one is, the more we do, the more we gain, the less we do, the more we lose. So the lazy have the very least. So, and then when you tell them that, then their children will be laughing. And then, but having said that, they know what we are talking about. Sometimes we repeat what the Jingxi aphorism is again and again, and ask them, do you understand, and what it means? And then we use different examples and use simple Swazi words to explain it. And the last one is this one: if we want others to smile at us, we need to smile first. And then when we say this all the time, I can hear the children laughing and laughing. They're just so happy. So this is really good. And this one also, we do have fun activities with the children. We we teach skills at the soup kitchen as well. And here's some fun activities that we do. We sing and dance. Sorry. This one. So what it says is that I'm going to dance, my friend. I'm going to dance, my friend. And baby dance, baby dance. And then she will point to the person like this Sister Stephanie was in Stephanie homestay. So and then everyone will be dancing and saying baby dance, and then the next thing is that which style are you dancing, my friend? So when you are in the middle, you have to come up with a different style of dancing, and you can't copy other styles. So we always come up with many different funny dancing style, and everyone laugh and laugh. So it's just quite fun for the children. And here again, he's our very committed, our Suji Eswatini youth and students. So we also use this opportunity to share about the fundraising, the bamboo bank with the children at the soup kitchen. So we say that even though you're just a child, but at school you can also raise money to help Turkey disaster as well. So even if it's 1 cent, 2 cent, 10 cent, or maybe your own pocket money, so you can sacrifice a little bit, like 10 cent, then and put into this bamboo bank. You can make a difference, help a lot of people in the world, and everyone is so excited. And yes, they say they won. So that day we gave out all the bamboo bank, all to the children. Actually, everyone take one home. So that was really, really touching. So we already started our environmental campaign, and have already promoted our vegetarian diet to everyone. Next, what do we want to do? So we are into this tree planting now, and that's our plan, is to plant more trees for to save the planet. And with global warming now, we know that we need to do something about it. So this one is actually the Minister of Finance leads. Here it says leads a tree planting campaign at this clinic, and we already contacted them, and we say Sergi wants to be part of this tree planting campaign as well, and what can we do? So they ask us like whether they give us a tree to plant, or do we want to plant together with them? So we are in the middle of discussing, and how do we want to move forward with this tree planting. So hopefully soon we will start our tree planting here in Eswatini. So another vow that we made to Master, and this is expanding our spirit of great love by establishing an organic agriculture farm to support our soup kitchens. We have 84 soup kitchens here. Mainly, a lot of the soup kitchens are just run from home. So volunteers or commissioner actually cook from their own home, and they themselves sometimes they will grow their own vegetables in the back garden there. But not every soup kitchens, every homes have a garden. So there are many that don't have, and then they have to go out and try to fundraise, or try to ask communities to donate cabbages and so on. So because in each soup kitchen, say to cook for 100 children, for example, we probably need 12 to 14 cabbages, so it's not easy to find that. And sometimes we got not enough vegetables, so it will be just rice and very little sugar beans or something, just sauce on it. So we want to do more. So if we can establish our own Sergi organic agricultural farm, our own gardens, then we can support the soup kitchens that need the vegetables. So we made that vow, and at the time we don't even have a piece of land, but I'm very, very blessed and very grateful. Sometime in March, we have the sisters and her brother donated a piece of 1 hectare land to us, and this is only happening in early April, that we went to see the land, and it was a a very promising land, because this area there's water, because water is the main thing as well. If we have to buy water, we basically don't have the money to come buy the water or pay for water bills. So we need free water. And this one is we can get the water from the canal. So, and this area is always rain. So we know that we will be very good. It's a very promising. If we grow vegetables here, it will grow. So that day we went to look at the gardens, and we were just so happy that we have this piece of land at last. And we actually have a few meetings and think of how we're going to plow the land. Now we have the land, but we need money to plow the land, and we don't have the money to plow the land. So again, we go out and ask for donations and see who is kind enough to help us plow the land. So this tractor, he's doing the some work next door, and they say, can you just plow our land, just go a few rounds and help us out and all that. So yeah, so we have kind people who's willing to help us, knowing that Sergi is doing great work cooking for the children in the communities and in the whole, in fact for the whole country, many communities in the country. So that day we have our land plowed. You can see here's this big tractor. So the picture before this is like a bush, and now we can see the grass. So I mean the soil. So to go to this this piece of land here, the farm, I just shared this picture. We have to go under the banana trees. It's not easy to get through as well, because it's all very bushy there.
A very awkward face.
And now the land is flattened, and so our students and volunteers and commissioners all come in, all have to work together to actually further plow the land, because we need to rake and pick up the weeds and so on. So you can see all the students came. This is happened just a few weeks ago only. So the students, luckily it was school holidays, and every day early in the morning, students and volunteers will come and help plow the land. So this is as we plow, we share stories, we laugh, we joke, and we share a lot of master teachings. And here I share with everyone, we say self-discipline is like plowing the field. And that's what Master Cheng Yen said. One must make effort to remove all the weeds and stones from his heart, and then only he can make space to accommodate others. So we were sharing with the young ones that, this is exactly like inside our heart. If we have a lot of and we are greedy, we have a lot of hatred, or we are angry, or full of unhappiness inside our heart, we can never, it's always filled up. We can never make rooms to accommodate, and even good things come, there's no room to accommodate that. So we must always let go and empty our mind, purify our hearts, and this is very important. If we can do that, then we will always have room for all the good things that we can carry out to do, and we can have room for lots and lots of love in our heart to share and to spread with others. So everyone, the youth here are actually very really, how do I say, they are very committed and very energetic and very diligent, and a lot of them are even more shoulder more responsibilities than adults by a lot. But a lot, they can handle anything, they can take challenges, they can take obstacles, and they can still do it. So this is very I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to have the affinity to be with this group of youth in Eswatini. So here you can see the land now is clear up already. We every day from morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because it's so hot in the afternoon until, so we pick up all the weeds. So now we pick up all the weeds and we say, okay, we need the seeds to grow. What are we going to grow? But the question is not what are we going to grow? The question is where are we going to find the seeds? How are we going to get these seeds to grow, or how are we going to, we don't have the money to buy the seeds, so we need to find ways to raise funds to buy the seeds. But so we go around the communities and chat with everyone and telling them about our Sergi garden that we are going to support so many soup kitchens. So this is Babe Musi. Babe Musi. Babe means like the elderly, huh? And he is really, really nice, and he has a sweet potato garden, and he said that he will donate to us 50 bags of these potatoes cuttings. And these potato cuttings, one bag is worth around emalangi 100 emalangi. So 50 bags that he can sell. Instead of selling, he actually giving it to us. So 50 bags is like 5,000 emalangi. So in Australian dollar will be 500 Aussie, or in Malaysian ringgit, there'll be 1,500 ringgit. In Taiwan dollar will be 10,300 for the Taiwan dollar. So it's not nothing. It is a lot that he is so kind to donate to us. So we just so happy after talking to Babe Musi. We just couldn't thank him enough. And I feel that this is really communities helping communities because of us doing a lot of good work. So others are also learning from us. They also want to be part of Sergi, like they also want to do good work as well. So this is really spreading our good work to many others. And it is very rewarding to see. And here's the sweet potatoes. I like this photo, holding these sweet potato cuttings. Never before in my own life, like I think much about sweet potato cuttings, because I eat the sweet potatoes and that's it. And the rest of things I don't want, I just chuck it out. But after being here in Eswatini, I learned so much that that everything is useful. You can't throw away anything. Everything can turn into something. You think that is just that you don't need anymore, it's rubbish. But can you imagine these sweet potato cuttings give birth to so many sweet potatoes to feed so many children and make a difference to so many lives. And just from these cuttings that we probably throw in the rubbish because we don't need it anymore. But no, now I don't. Everything, we are just so thankful. I can't express the experience that I have. It's hard to just pictures itself. You can't see much. But being there, knowing how hard is it to raise funds because everyone is poor. It's not easy to raise funds. It's not like, in a rich country where you go out and ask people to donate. It's no problem, people just donate and all that. But here everyone is poor. So your donation money is very little, but yet we still need to go and do it and encourage people to help others so that they can also create blessings and so on. And it's not, it's not easy, but I'm learning. So yeah, just so anyway, that day we were just so happy, got all these 50 bags of sweet potatoes, and we say, yes, now our garden is going to be sweet potatoes garden, and we can grow lots of sweet potatoes for the soup kitchen. So we took this photo because we're just so happy, everyone carrying this, the sweet potatoes and ready to plant. And when we got as you can see from the left-hand corner here, the bags of that bag is the size of the bags of the sweet potato. So each bag is 100 emalangi, or more than 30 ringgit Malaysian. So, and it comes like that. So, but we have to spend quite a bit of time to cut the sweet potato cuttings and before we can use it for planting. So you can see the students are all busy planting. Actually, they assigned Sister Sharon to go and cut the sweet potatoes because they say, you are Sister Sharon, I don't think you can bend, your knees will be sore and all that. And I say, you just go and do the cuttings. And actually, when I tried to do the cutting, it was harder than, I had to hold the knife. It was not easy at all. So I ended up actually doing the planting. So it was really fun. We shared lots of, just full of Dharma joy. That's what I say. So we continue raking, some weeding and some planting and some doing the watering. So every day we do that, and then lunchtime, and the students never stop. They go straight to the kitchen. As you can see, this is our kitchen, and we start cooking for everyone, for the volunteers, for the children. So, and while cooking, you think everyone will be so tired and say, no, I'm not going to, how can I even cook? It's so hot and sweaty. But no, everyone is laughing and it's having so much fun, and the joy, you can see they're really happy doing surgery work. And that is something that I think, you know, really money can't buy. You pay people also, you can't have this type of inner spirit in them that they want to do the surgery work, and they're really happy they can do anything, they're ready for anything. So very, very grateful. And here, while we elderly, the students will say that, you know, we can sit down and have a rest, but actually when we sit down, we don't just rest, we are busy cutting the sweet potatoes cuttings. You can see that. Yeah. So here we are, lunch is ready and everyone eats. We are very, very grateful. So continuing sowing the seeds of love. And this is the next day and the next day. And we take this picture again because we realize that, you know, our sweet potatoes is coming up now. Sister, we need some fertilizers. And also, we also have this front bit of this 1 hectare of land, we grow the sweet potatoes, but at the back, we have some land. So we think we want to grow sugar beans, but sugar bean season is ending. And it was like, you know, April is the latest. So we know that we need to grow the sugar beans fast if we want to grow sugar beans. And so we need the fertilizers and sugar beans, and we need it fast, and we need to raise the money fast because we need it so fast, like today, tomorrow kind of thing. So we actually call up the head office. First we ask, you know, whether head office can also help us with the seeds. So head office bought us, help us with the fertilizers and sugar beans. Here you see we have 2 bags of 50 kg fertilizers, and then we have a 10 kilogram bag of sugar beans. So very happy we reached. We went back to the garden, and then we are all ready to plant our sugar beans the next day. So here again, all the happiness you can see, and I'd like to share with you the songs. Even after planting sugar beans, everyone wants to sing this song to Master, to tell Master that, Master, I vow to have our first surgery garden, and we already doing it, and this is our garden. Yeah, so there is a Master, don't worry, we will do our surgery work to help those in need. So as you can see, we plowed the garden, we planted vegetables, and the next thing is we need to water the gardens, and this is our hose. We have 1 hose that we borrow, and we were borrowing the water, the tap from our neighbor, and water the plants. You can see students have to carry the hose around to water, which takes a lot of time because this is a 1 hectare piece of land. And you can see why are some of the students holding the hose like that is because we don't want the hose to wreck the vegetables, because if the hose, we drag the hose, it will wreck the vegetables. So this is how we do it, very manually. I know, like if in Australia or even Malaysia, you would think, oh, of course we need a sprinkler. Well, we don't have. We found an old sprinkler at the end, but here in this picture we actually don't have. So we actually hose the garden this way. So the next thing we need to do is we need to raise funds and find a way where we can very quickly do the irrigation. So we need from the canal to our garden, we need a couple of 100 meters of pipe to reach the garden. So we can have the pipes channel into our garden and have a couple of sprinklers, then we will be very, very good. So this is sorry, I just move this away because I just say, this is our sweet potatoes. This is week 2. So just now I was sharing this, our week 1. We were doing the gardens, plowing, planting, and then by week 2, we actually can see the sweet potatoes. So this is very rewarding. Yes. And here, sweet potatoes on the left, and on the right, you can start seeing the sugar beans coming out. So sugar beans grow very fast as well. So this is coming to week 3. And by week 4 means only 2 days ago, I took this photo, and this is in the morning, and this is our sugar beans. So you can see how fast it grows, and it's just so beautiful. It's just, seeing that the vegetables growing, the beans growing, just really, I'm just really happy and thankful. So we got one old sprinkler that we move around. So because we only have one, so we take turns, volunteers come morning, because we need to water first thing in the mornings, 5, 6 a.m. So we have nearby sisters who's willing to go there and move the sprinkler around, and another volunteers another time go, and the students also go there and move the sprinkler around. And those areas we couldn't reach, we also just use the hose. So here we are, like from nothing to big piece of bare land, bush land, into growing sweet potatoes and then sugar beans. And here we are on week 4. We are actually week 4 now. We have our sugar beans. So very grateful. I'm very grateful to the volunteers, the youth, the students, and commissioners, and everyone who helped. In fact, all our commissioners do come and help. So we take turns, like, today, maybe you, whoever who can come. And that's how in the last 1 month, we have been very, very busy working in our garden. Couldn't help taking this picture with all these happy volunteers. And I asked them, are you tired? They said, no. I said, can you still work? And they go, yes. So it is very cute. I say, you're going to be you grow up going to be a strong Sergi, Sergi boy. And they say, yes. So anyway, and then grateful to our youth and students here. Very, very thankful to them. So continue on sowing our seeds of love in Eswatini. We also do rice distributions in many around 80 different communities around the country. So this is Eswatini. As you can see, every part of the country there's Sergi there, either the soup kitchen or we do rice distributions there. So for rice distributions, again, our rice arrived last month. So we have been very busy distributing rice. So first thing in the morning, again, we do 2 distribution in a week. So very Wednesday and Friday. So very early in the morning, we will go to the container where our rice is, and we unload the rice, and then the baki will come and pick up the rice and drive it to the communities that we want to do the rice distributions. So it's not just one community we do at this one time. So we go to many different communities. So we have, say that day we have 3 communities to go. So we will pick out the number of bags of rice that's needed in every community. So this is one community that we have all our rice there ready to be distributed to all the needy people of the communities. For this rice distribution area, so it can be of any area, as you can see, it can be up in the mountain. Like from this picture, you can see it's not easy to actually drive up to this road, because most of the roads here have many potholes, and you really need a tough car to drive into roads like that, like into the mountain, into the bush, into the sometimes it feels like in the jungle kind of, but then there's community up there. So, and then after that, we have to take up the bags of rice and lay it out for waiting for the recipients to come. But we don't just go there, distribute rice and come back. We actually go there and we share with the communities about our surgery work, about what surgery meant, compassion and relief, about Master, how Master started with the bamboo bank and so on. I just want to share this story of Sister Letta. Sister Letta is one of our commissioner, and she's sharing this in Swazi word to the communities. And she said, This is what she said, and I thought like it's really, really touching. She said, when I first doing surgery work, I was very happy and I was doing it, helping home visits with the patients, and I do cooking in the soup kitchen. I help distribute this and that and do everything. But then month end, I went to see this Sister Tambi because she asked me to come and join and do all this work. And I asked her for the pay and she said no pay. And I was so shocked. I said, I've been doing for 1 month work and no pay. Why am I doing it if it's no pay? He said, no pay, because with surgery, we just do out of love, because you're not doing anything anyway. Why wouldn't you come out and do volunteering work and help others? And then she said, oh no, I was just so sad. I almost couldn't sleep for the next 2 nights. I was like beating myself because I didn't get paid. I got no money, no food, nothing. So I've been working for nothing. That's what she shared. I was lucky because I have the youth behind me. They were translating to English as Sister Leta shared. And then, but she said that Sister Tambi, who's one of our commissioner, Sister Tambi never give up on me. Sister Tambi keep coming back to my house. So everything I know that she comes, I will quickly close the curtain, close the door, and I wouldn't let her in, and I pretend that I'm not at home. She'll be knocking and knocking at the door, and there's no one at home, no one at home. I'm hiding from Sister Tambi because she's dragging me to do all this work with no pay, she said. So of course everyone laughed. And then, why are you doing it? And then she said, after a period of time, because of the persistence of Sister Tambi, keep knocking the door and tell you, you're not doing anything. Come on, instead of sleeping, come and do surgery work, go and help others. So one day she decided, okay, I'll just do it. I'll just drag myself up and go and help others. So she did that. And the more she does, she say, without realizing it, that's really changed her whole life that day. She finds so much peace and happiness helping others. She said, because herself, there's full of problems. There's no food to eat, nothing, and no food to feed the grandchildren. Always poor, very sad life. But when you go out and see others, actually, she says you forgot about your own problems. And for that one day that you forgot about your own problems, actually, you feel very happy. Why? Because you're helping others, and you see that actually others could be poorer than you or have lesser things than you because they were sick. I'm not sick. I have a healthy body. So and at least I could go and help her because she's sick and no money, worse than me. So she shared all these stories, which is really, really touching. And that touches me as well myself. And she said the more she does, the more she finds happiness in doing surgery work. And ever since, she never looked back. She's our commissioner, have been doing surgery for many, many years. So grateful to Sister Leta for sharing this to the community. Community felt so touched, and we try to encourage them to come out and do surgery work as well. Help to cook for the soup kitchen and help with rice distribution and so on. So more sharing with the community. This one, me and Sister Tambi be sharing about, like, we give rice to you, so that you can share with your family. But we also hope that, you can take 1 scoop out or 2 scoop out of this rice to share with one that who are not here, who could be your neighbors, your extended family, or someone that you know who needs food, and you can share this food with them. So Sergi, we share the food with you, and you can share the food with your friends, your communities, and people who are in need. So we encourage that they share the rice out to those who in need as well. So here we do we do the rice distribution. As you can see on the left, these are our commissioners, and on the right, you can see these are all our students. So even our students are giving out rice to the people in need. We try to do the 90-degree bow, but you can see like a lot of us are elderly on the left, and many have sore knees and all that. We couldn't stand as straight as we would like to. And the students, we are still teaching them, you got to do 90-degree bow as you get, because we are grateful, and we say感恩to the recipients because of the opportunity that we have, they're able to go and help them. So we are very thankful. So love is abundant in our hearts. Express it and share it with others freely so that everyone can be wealthy. So this is how we share with the the recipients. We have challenges and obstacles as well during the rice distribution. We have slippery road surface covered with mud due to heavy rainfall, requiring special caution. And most roads are uneven and bumpy, causing longer traveling time, which because some of the communities we go by either some by foot, some by combi, or by bucky. So if it takes longer traveling time, it's too dangerous to drive back at night because there's no street light in many areas. So we have to leave very early. Driving on roads in such conditions requires local volunteers with knowledge and tougher vehicles, which is very true because we depend on the local volunteers to tell us that, it's heavy rainfall, don't use this road because the road is probably broken already from the rain, and then go have to use another road. So we all really depend on each other, but communication is also a problem because most people don't have phone, or even if they have phone, they don't have the data. So it is very, very, it's very challenging. So heavy downpour, most of our volunteers do not work, so couldn't afford transportation to reach to the remote areas of distribution, meaning that then we rely on the local volunteers there. So it could be, instead of some volunteers from different area can go and help, say, instead of 5 volunteers, we have 10 volunteers, they will make things help. Do things faster, but because of the rainfall, so we only left with 2 volunteers or 1 volunteer there. So it makes things much, much harder for the volunteers to give out the 100 bags of rice to the community. So you can see volunteers selflessly give and benefit others, bringing out compassion and loving kindness to those in need. So even in the rain and during difficult times, didn't stop our surgy spirit of great love, only make us more robust, which help us the next time we come across tough roads in life journey. So we never give up, we never say no. So, and also after giving, for those that can receive the rice, we give them the rice. For the elderly, we always carry the rice to their home and walk with them. So how we transform ourselves from being ordinary to an extraordinary is really to have faith in the teachings of masters. So from the master teaching, we learn a lot, and we know that we can do it. We have this spirit of that. We vow our vows and everything. We can do it, and we will do it, and we won't say no to any. So here we are. You can see we are all very happy and very grateful, and communities are also very grateful to us. So we also do home visits while we do the rice distribution to sow more seeds of love. Here I share this is because our youth are already doing home visits with us. So we are teaching the youths, ask what type of questions to ask and how do you care for the patient. And someday you might have to bath the patient, or you might have to help the patients change clothes and so on. So we are teaching the youth, and the youth are all very willing to learn. So this picture, this one, can you imagine like a patient visited by so many youths? You see here, his whole room is full of us to go there and sing to him, share happiness with him, and we laugh, and that really make his day. And all the youth that I say again, I've never seen myself, but it's just so touching to see how committed these youths are. And a lot of them started when they were only 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old, and they grow up with Sergi. So that's why they already born in them, like with this compassion of Sergi have. They know nothing else but Sergi good work and compassion, and go out and help others. So this is really a very, very thankful and grateful to all the sisters and team leaders of Eswatini, because they are the one who nurture all these youth. So and during difficult times, didn't stop our Sergi spirit of great love, only make us more robust, like I say. So here we do home visits. You can see it's very challenging on a very hot days. On the picture on the left, you can see even like the mudslide and landslide like that. It's very dangerous to even walk up the cliff area there to do home visits, but still we do. And on the wet days, you can see the muddy road, and this is in Sababovo, and you can see even our white color pants actually always come home brown, and our shoes is all brown, but still never stop us from doing home visits and go out to help others. This is a few stories of home visits, which I won't share, but next time when I have more time, I will share more touching stories. But there are more touching stories to share, but most importantly, these heartwarming stories totally inspire us to give back and reach out to help the needy. Our volunteers make a huge difference to our communities and inspire many others to volunteer. Our volunteers from bonds with the locals, creating meaningful relationships and connecting with people as we reach out to others. So here is that love is that miraculous ingredients that make living beings in this world coexist perfectly and harmoniously together. Blessings come from acts of generosity. So this is what we share with the communities, that, you know, even if you're poor, you do good work, you create blessings, and, you know, and this is really good, that, you know, good for yourself as well. Back there. As we step outside our comfort zone, even when in wet weather, distributing rice, doing home visits, in community effort, contributing to the well-being of others, we feel very, very happy and rewarding. As we go out and help others, give attention to others, we take our attention off our own problems and concerns, hence making us feel more gratitude in our day-to-day life. And this is exactly what all the sisters here sharing with me, and I put it out in words so that you can, though not seeing them saying it, but I, on their behalf, say it out to everyone. This is how they feel, and it's really, really touching. Grateful to Master, our great love is awakened, and with Su Ching, we are able to walk into the masses to put what we have learned from Master and put them into practice, while selflessly serving the poor and needy. Each of us is a small firefly in a big family of fireflies, and we believe together we can bring others hope and light up every dark corner of the world. So, and thank you, and then this is my sharing for today. Thank you for the opportunity. I came to Eswatini thinking that I would stay for 1 month, and as you know, now I already here more than a year. So because of the Suji work here, I feel that I'm grateful to have this affinity, deep affinity with Eswatini, and I don't know what brought me here, but here am I. So I must. Yeah, so very grateful, and I want to seize this opportunity, seize the time, seize everything, the affinity to do such work here. Thank you.
Oh, Sister Sharon. Wow, I'm sure everyone that listens to this morning will be so very touched by Sister sharing. Truly, hearing from Sister, we feel so much hopes around. Often, I think sometimes they will maybe shouldn't use the word complain, but it's not tough to get the young people in. But wow, Sister, the way Sister and the Bodhisattva group at Eswatini cultivate, we can see so much hope. And when Sister said they can even undertake heavier responsibility than us, then commissioners and the soup kitchens. Wow, I was initially thinking maybe when Sister mentioned the 80 over numbers, maybe it's like small, catered to a few people, but then Sister mentioned some like 100 over people. I said, goodness, so imagine that volume.
Yes, it's like 60, 70, and the one that is big one around 120, 140. And when it comes up to that numbers, then we have to open and 2 soup kitchen in that area, same community, because there's so many needy children there. So that's why we have 80 plus soup kitchens. So yeah, and we need a lot of manpower, like volunteers who's willing to cook, because it's every week we have to cook for the children. It's every week. We don't miss the as the children will be coming here for food, and some of them, like, this is probably their best meal of the week already, looking forward, they'll come with this little container and come for the food. And so we try to make sure that we really feed these children who are in need. That's why we really need the Sergi Garden to support, to have give the vegetables, for the soup kitchens that don't have vegetables to cook for the children. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I am actually, in fact, 80 over something. We know that definitely it's not all in the same place. It has to be scattered out. How do you manage such a wide network of soup kitchen?
Yes. Our network is like, we just do it, yeah, that's right. We have volunteers everywhere, volunteers and commissioners. So if it's commissioners, sometimes the commissioners say in this area of Petaling Jaya, but we are close by to the other few communities. We know that they are very much in need, because we don't have 84 commissioners, for example, right? Yeah. So we start teaching the volunteers. So learn from this soup kitchen, and then once these volunteers know how to do it, and then they go to the nearby one and then start the soup kitchen. So everyone cook and feed the children. So yeah, and go out and look for vegetables, look for branches, wood, to start the fire. So yes, we're very committed.
Wow, even the fire, they don't have stove like us. They have to use the
No, as you can
traditional
see from the
stuff.
pictures, we all have to
True.
gather woods and all that. That's why we don't waste a piece of wood. Any wood that we have, we also like, oh, that's safe for the soup kitchen. So that's why I say everything is actually so valuable that I've never thought that it's so valuable. So nothing thrown into the rubbish bin. I always think that, oh no, don't throw. Maybe we can use it for something. This one, no, just take it to the soup kitchen. We can use it. It even can turn into a seat for the children or something. You can just think of whatever you have, you can turn into something, and that's what I learned so much from here that I wouldn't have learned it otherwise.
Truly, so very grateful. Okay, maybe we open to the floor if any questions or Sister Sharon, I will get another day because Sister Sharon and Brother Robert, they are very busy. In fact, this sharing should be earlier, but because of the rice distribution, it was not like a small quantity. It's also in massive volume.
Yeah, in hundreds and hundreds. So we go there. Sometimes you go there 6:30 in the morning or 7. We have to reach there at that time. So we wake up 5:30 maybe or 6 o'clock. So get ready, go to the containers, open the containers, and we have to start counting the rice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 100, like that, and then wait for the van to come and then take the rice. So there's a lot of work before they reach the community, and then of course volunteers come from different places. They take we say combi, like the little van or minibus or minivan, like in Malaysia, minibus come, and then and some of them walk, and so it's really not easy.
Okay, let us seize the opportunity. Sorry, it's very late for Sister Sharon because of the time zone. Can we take one group picture? Let us take one group picture before we proceed to the next session. Sorry, last minute, Brother Joe, he has another engagement in other place. So today we are most grateful. Later we will invite Brother Chin to share with us the summary of Wisdom at Dawn. Those who follow Wisdom at Dawn, or those who miss it, or those like me even follow, also cannot really understand well. Later we are very grateful because Brother Chin will come and benefit us. Okay, let's if okay, on the video we take one group picture. 大荧幕可以啊 Okay.
Sister Sharon, truly amazing. We are just speechless listening to your sharing.
It really is so powerful.
It's very powerful, and you are guiding us on how to walk the path. Truly, Karen.
Truly, Sister
we learn from each other.
You say you go there for 1 month. You
Yeah.
are like really master's hand and leg to set up there. I'm speechless. Really grateful to you. It's a very inspiring sharing, Sister Sharon. Thank you so much.
Hey, one day, come.
Yes, our date. I will.
After you go there, then don't come back like you.
There's a lot of you can everyone do such work together.
Charter a one-way ticket there.
One way, just Sister Sharon. Even the daughter.
But we're waiting for Brother Robert to arrange,
Yeah, Brother Robert also there doing such work as well. But sometimes, of course, he's busy, So, but we both are very grateful to just have this opportunity to do surgery work here. Something that we learn, like, because it's new. A lot of things is the first time to them and to us as well doing it here. So it is a lot of learning, but we learn together, and that is the power of learning. Because if we couldn't do this way, we tried this way, we tried that way, at the end we reached the destination, but in the way that could be this, but we did it. So we are very proud of ourselves, and we learn from our mistakes, and then we correct it. So I think we are very happy doing volunteering work.
Very great. Okay, Ka'an brothers and sisters, and we are most grateful to Sister Sharon for benefiting us all the way from Eswatini, and today trust that any of us who are down or feel a bit We need encouragement. Wow, today's session definitely really would have give us all this energy, our booster. Okay, next session we are most grateful. Sister Sharon,
Yeah, I'll stay on and listen.
yeah, Brother Chin, yeah. Okay, the next session we are very grateful because Brother Chin, without missing any session of Master's Wisdom and Dawn, would compile the summary and even his realization from each topic. Okay, without much time ado, let us pass the platform to Brother Chin. Brother Chin.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Sister Su Ching, and wonderful sharing from Sister Sharon. So I only just got to know about this, as Sister Su Ching said yesterday. So I'll try to do the best I can, but I will try to pick up from where Brother Joe left off the last time and try to connect through to this chapter 11 that Master is sharing at the moment. So here we go. I've done this summary from this episode from 1254 to 1262. But let me begin by, let's see, Brother Joe talked about chapter 3 on the parable of the burning house, where obviously he mentioned about the children playing inside the burning house. And there was this elder or the father calling for them to come out from the burning house because they were better toys to play outside. And the better toys are rather more attractive toys, are more enjoyable toys are the 3 cards. Now, what is interesting is what really, or rather profoundly, what this parable is about. Now, you may be able to get a cue of this insight somewhere in one of the episodes in chapter 11. I can't remember which episode, but it's somewhere there. And see, chapter 11 has about, and chapter 11 is seeing the stupa of treasures. And there are about 40 episodes in there. Now, in one particular line, Master mentioned that actually chapter 3 is about your 6th consciousness. So if that's the case, really, we need to reflect back as to what chapter 3 is telling us. So we are playing we are the children, we are playing in a burning house. The burning house is actually samsara. So, and again, somewhere in one episode a long time ago, I must have mentioned that we are here to be tempered. You see, you only get tempered when you're in the heat. So it's very aptly said that we are inside the burning house, like we are inside a furnace. We are being tempered. So when you're being tempered, to what? We're being tempered to be trained, to be molded, and eventually to be shaped. So the world that we are living in right now, it's really the burning house. So the problem is, we are living inside the burning house. How do we get out? So in this parable, it mentioned that there is a door, but there's only one door. So essentially, to get out of this burning house, which is here is samsara, or the Saha world, we need to go through that door. And that door is the door of bodhisattvahood. And coming out, obviously, we take the great vehicle teachings, and that's what this parable is about. But what is interesting is this. So we have the 6th consciousness. So our 6th consciousness, which is actually our mind consciousness, we are playing inside the burning house. The problem with that is, if we are playing inside the burning house, that means that we still we're interacting with the externalities outside in our daily life, because we're householders in practice and we are not monastic. So we live our life, we live the worldly life. So when we live the worldly life, we interact with fire outside. So when we interact with the fire outside and we are not careful, we get burned. And getting burned, obviously, as a result of which, we create more karmic seeds. And that's the consciousness of this particular parable is talking about. So, but how can I then get out? I'm a householder, and as a householder, I still live the worldly life. Then the question is, how can I get out the burning house if I still remain as a householder? And this is the part that if there is this sixth consciousness in this chapter 3, then we ask ourselves, what is it that chapter 3 is trying to teach us? Now, then I want to take you fast forward to chapter 11. Now, chapter 11 talk about seeing the stupa or treasures. Now, seeing the stupa or treasures is about a rising of the stupa, which I'll come to on the details of those episodes. So when the Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha taught the Lotus Sutra, and when it reaches chapter 11, after completing chapter 10, which is Dharma teaches, and chapter 11, where the main essence of the sutra was coming out, the super arose in voucher speak. So the disciples were amazed about this rising of the stupa from the ground and rising very high up in the air. And there was a voice coming up from the stupa. And they expect, or rather the disciples wanted to see what's inside the stupa. So there is this bodhisattva, the great eloquent bodhisattva, on behalf of the disciple, requested for Sakyamuni Buddha as to what are the causes and conditions of this uprising of the stupa. And for Sakyamuni Buddha, the chapter went on about Sakyamuni Buddha rising up in the air and opening the door of the stupa and to join the Buddha inside the stupa. And that Buddha is many treasures Buddha. So we'll come to the causes and conditions later, but the point that I really want to make here about what is the connection with chapter 3 is that chapter 11, again, is also talking about raising our level of consciousness. This is rising of the stupa. When you raise the level of consciousness, it's rising to which level? Obviously, you want to reach the level of the intrinsic nature, which is the Buddha nature. We got to cleanse the innate nature. And that's innate nature is the higher consciousness, which is the A consciousness, or the alaya consciousness that we need to cleanse. And only then, this our own stupa or treasures, our own Buddha nature can arise. So then I go back to chapter 3. Now, our sixth consciousness, which is the mind consciousness, and we are householders, we are inside the burning house. And can we then begin in this lifetime to practice to get out from this burning house? So obviously, then you ask yourself, if chapter 11 talk about the higher consciousness being the alaya consciousness or the storehouse consciousness, all karmic seeds are being stored. So something in between that we need to do. So we then apply the teachings to our life. So we live the life, or must use the word, living the wisdom life, meaning we apply the teachings to our daily life. And that's what we should be doing. Now, what happens in between is that when we do that, we will change our heart. We need to change our mind. And eventually, change our nature, which is up here. So, Sister Sharon very aptly shared today about all the good deeds that we do, and Su Ching, we're very good at. Master has been setting up the condition for us to actually stable our heart. So we stabilize our heart with doing all these activities to bring forth the great loving heart. Now, the great loving heart, what it does, so when we cultivate virtues, what we are doing is that we're opening the door of our mind. So when we open the door of the mind, what it does is that, you see, a closed mind is very self-cherishing. It's about me, mine, and I. So when we engage in virtuous activities, we develop the great loving heart, and eventually we want to develop the virtuous heart, and eventually the compassionate heart. So when we do that, what's going to happen is our mind get elevated. So when it gets elevated, to realize that we are inside the burning house. So, but we can only do that if we have self-realization of who we are. Most of the time, because we are unenlightened beings, we don't know who we are. You see, our hearts we're confused, our hearts and mind, and especially in this time of Dharma degeneration, we are confused. Things we see are conflating, and we're living a life is so chaotic in the world right now. So for us to really understand that, to get out of the burning house, as much good deeds as we do as possible, and we elevate the mind, we need to do a lot of self-reflection. Self-reflection to really understand who we are. So if we then understand who we are, what we need to do is that we got to change ourselves. So when we change ourselves, how do we change ourselves? We change ourselves as a householder. We interact a lot with people on the ground. We do at work, at play, at the family, with our relatives, with friends, socially, acquaintances, so on and so forth. So although we don't live the monastic life, we then realize that if our sixth consciousness is like this inside the burning house, then I need to change my way of life. So to change my way of life, I need to change my thoughts. To change my thoughts, I need to change my understanding of what is the purpose of my life. So if we then understand that, we will then change our behavior. We will change our demeanor in interacting with others. So, but how long does it take us to change that? Before we can really clean up our storehouse consciousness or our alaya consciousness. So, and it takes, and the journey is one of immeasurable distance, and it's a very long journey. And so imagine now we walk ahead, and there are cow paths ahead of us. For the Buddha, so Sakyamuni Buddha, it took him 3 great eons. So it's not cow paths, it's asankhya cow paths. And one asankhya cow path, one cow path, it can be 1 trillion years. Asankhya cow path is innumerable cow paths. So therefore, this journey for us to clean up this storehouse of 8 consciousness, and here we got a 6 consciousness, and it's a great long journey. But we start now. The journey of the southern step. journey of 1,000 miles start with the first step. So we clean it as much as we can in this lifetime. So this is the reason why Master say, seize every moment in my life to be in practice. So then as you walk, and we keep on reflecting whatever we do, whether you're doing voluntary activities, whether you're at work, whether you're at play, whether you're in social interaction with others, at the end of the day, at every moment, we need to reflect upon ourselves, reflect on our thoughts, reflect on our words, and reflect on our deeds. So a little by little, we will grow inch by inch, and millimeter by millimeter, and walk straight ahead. So this journey from chapter 3 to chapter 11, it says that it takes a long, long time. So interjecting in between chapter 3 and chapter 11 is chapter 7. So chapter 7 again explain that parable of the conjured city, that when you walk this long journey, and Buddha say that when the disciple telling the disciples, they reach this city. So when they reach the city, have they attained? Have they reached the destination? Have they reached the goals? And Buddha say, not yet, but you're almost there. So this is an encouragement given to the disciples that they are there, they're on the right path. And all we need to do is walk straight ahead. So same thing with our life that we have right now as an ordinary householder. So this, as an ordinary householder, we continue interacting. We still live in the world. But can we then turn it around and ask ourselves this question? I live in the world, but does the world live in me? That's a different question. So if I live in the world, I live in the world to fulfill my karmic responsibility to my family, to everybody that this life that I'm living. Here, I live in the world, I interact with whatever becomings that is unfold to me, and all these becomings are the manifestation of my past karmic causes. I may not like it, but I have to settle it. And I need to purify that. And at the same time, when I walk this path, there are karmic lessons in my life that I need to learn. And these karmic lessons are very specific to me. Why is it so specific to me? You see, Master gave us the teachings. Buddha gave us a teaching, Master interpreted the teaching, explained that to us. Now, what's going to happen is, if I apply the teachings, I need to learn those lessons. And those lessons, the Dharma is applicable to everybody. The specific lessons is only unique to you. So when the becomings happen, and that's your karmic unfoldment, your karmic seeds mature, and you know what? Every becoming in our life is perfect, is faultless. Why is it faultless? Because karma never loses an address, and it's a manifestation of your past. So we live this life in the past, from the past. So when we live this life from the past, then we ask ourselves, does that mean that my destiny has been predetermined? It's yes and no. But to an unknowing mind, that destiny is determined, because we are not spending our lives usefully to change ourselves, to change our character. If I change my understanding of what life is about, which is having the right understanding, then naturally I'll change my thoughts. But if I change my thoughts I will change what I say, what I do. That if I do that repeatedly all the time, I will change my habits. When I change my habits, I change my life. When I change my life, I will change my destiny. So therefore, the life destiny, the present life destiny, vows being decided from my past, my destiny is not. So my present is destined from the past, my future is destined by my present. So therefore, when we walk the path, it's a long journey. So in this long journey, we have earned this very, very precious life for us to be here, to have the condition and the affinity to listen to Master in teaching the Lotus Sutra. So we need to understand deeply every chapter as to what is trying to tell us. So in this parable of the Kunja city, it's also again from the sixth consciousness, we're going to raise that level of consciousness here. And what we are raising, if this was the sixth consciousness, this is eighth consciousness, naturally it is the seventh consciousness. So the seventh consciousness in here, we want to elevate to our character. So this character that we need to change, and it takes many, many, many lifetimes to change. But if the more we change in this lifetime, the more lifetime we save in coming back. So we then need to go from this cyclic existence without control. So when we do come back, we're going to come back because we want to fulfill our vows of practice, which is to human beings, and that's the vow of practice. So in this great journey, long journey that we undertake, and Master reminded us, we have to steadfastly and earnestly uphold the Bodhisattva vows, the four great vows. And these four great vows, but how can I remember that what I cultivated in this lifetime, what I've learned, the vows that I take, are still with me in my future life? That's a great question, isn't it? I often ask that myself. And what is it? So this is my little bit of realization that then let's look at your present life today and just observe. Now you have the same siblings coming from the same parents, or you can even have a pair of twins coming from the same parents, identical twins. They look alike, they sound alike, but you know what? The underlying characteristics are different. So therefore, but what are these characteristics? These characteristics are our habitual tendencies. So where did our habitual tendencies come from? Our habitual tendencies come from, first of all, our eight consciousness. And then when we are born in a teaching or traveling a cyclic existence, they get deposited in a seven consciousness. But the seven consciousness is come from the eight consciousness when we are born. This is where our habitual tendencies are. So our habitual tendencies can be wholesome, they can be unwholesome. So therefore, in this parable of the burning house, is to then understand what is that unwholesome habitual tendencies that we have. Then we walk the path here in a parallel up to the Kunja city to change ourselves. So to change ourselves, that whatever is unwholesome, I will eradicate that. So if I'm quick-tempered, I need to learn how to be calm. If I'm greedy, I need to learn how to be generous. So all this correction in this long journey, also correcting this cultivate virtues, upholding precepts. So it's precept, samadhi is to still the mind. So we need to practice in samadhi because as we interact with others, we are living in the Saha world. And as a bodhisattva in training and coming back as a bodhisattva, we'll be interacting with the default minds. So therefore, we need to cultivate the level that we attain the stillness of the mind so that we still remain calm and peaceful despite the afflictions that we have to face in meeting others. That's important. But as we go along, when we cultivate precepts, upholding those virtues, so we refrain from doing what is bad, we do what is good. In many stillness of samadhi, it's only in the stillness of the mind that your wisdom can grow. And that's in precept, samadhi, and wisdom. So when you have the stillness of the mind, that's when you are able to observe well what is going on outside. But if your mind is not still, a lot of things will pass by you without your understanding, without your knowing. So therefore, when we interact, whatever we do, we need to have that calmness. And that calmness of the mind can only come about when your mind is still. So it's in such stillness of the mind that we are able to observe rightly what is going on outside. So when we observe what is going on outside, that is seeing rightly. But you see, we are living in a world of sight and sound. So when we live in the world of sight and sound, we are taken by the sight, we are taken by the sound. So when we are taken by the sight and the sound, what habitually we react to the sight and to the sound. So when we react, reaction comes from your habitual tendencies. So if I want to cultivate and live the wisdom life, the Master is saying, I need to apply the teachings to my life. So when I do that, I change my character. I change my habitual tendencies so that when I die, my seventh consciousness will fall up to the eighth consciousness and evolve to the next life. So if I can change my habitual tendencies, then hopefully our next life will have those wholesome habitual tendencies. So, in a way of saying this thing, if I got a bad program in me, all right, bad program in my computer, and I got infected with virus, I need to reboot, I need to change that. I need to clean it up. So that's what we are. We come up with a set of, when we were born, we have a set of program. We got a predetermined program in us. So I need to change that. But before I can change that, I need to understand myself. So if I don't understand myself, I don't know myself. What am I changing? So self-reflection is very important. So when you walk the path from this parrot burning house, so this chapter burning house is the Sakini Buddha telling us that what is inside the burning house is a sixth consciousness. It's burning inside there. We don't know what we are doing. We're playing with toys. We are playing with our life. So then who is the elder, interestingly? The elder, really, I mean, to my understanding, it's really your Buddha nature. So therefore, your Buddha nature, which is your Amala consciousness, which is a ninth consciousness, is telling you. But we can't hear the Buddha nature is telling us, and you know why? because we're so encrusted here by our karmic storehouse. You know, the bag of karmic seeds, it's been said, is bigger than Mount Sumeru. And Mount Sumeru is so many times bigger than Mount Everest. So when we have this bags of karmic seeds weighing us down, how can we elevate ourselves? So, but the Master said, do not despair. We walk little by little, inch by inch, and it was about infinitely small steps. And that is the level of progress we do life after life. So when we cultivate this, much has good deeds that you need to cultivate. We need to grow in wisdom. It's only with the wisdom mind that we can get liberated. So doing good is to open up the mind, maintain the stillness of the mind, and grow in wisdom through the supreme wisdom, which is the exalted state of the Buddha. And that's the mind that encompasses the whole universe, and the heart that embraces all sentient beings, and the heart of the Bodhisattva. So that's why in that burning house, there's one door. That door that we walked out, which is the Buddha Dharma door. Then we walk out, and we've got 3 cards to look at. But there's only one card that takes us right to the door of Buddhahood. So this chapters is trying to tell us that for us to raise up from humanhood to Buddhahood by walking the Bodhisattva path. So in this journey that we're walking in this particular life, but it's obviously this is this life that is going to determine my next destiny. So I need to then recognize that this life is precious. So for me to recognize this life is precious, then I apply the teachings of my life. But then we need to be very, very mindful as to what is coming in front of me as I interact. Because very often my habitual tendencies will arise. So therefore, much that I interact with everything outside, I need to be aware in watching what is inside. Because I can be a very good actor. I can act with good demeanor. I can act with good manners. But what is going on in my mind may be different. So that's the reason why when we cultivate, when we grow in our progress, much that we watch, be mindful of what we say and what we do, and go back one step of our thoughts. So our thoughts need to be wholesome, and that's a transformation that we want to grow towards, and a transformation of those thoughts in our life. So, but we can't transform those thoughts unless you're able to still the mind. The stillness of the mind is the samadhi of the mind. That's the reason why precept, samadhi, wisdom. So the precept is to refrain you from doing what is bad and do what is good. But I haven't addressed my thoughts yet. But to address my thoughts, I can't fight my mind because my thoughts, it's like it's a monkey. It's jumping all over the place. I can't sit still. And when I sit still, many thoughts arise. And that's why we have to go through so much training. And one who would then have changed the conduct, we would then be able to change our thoughts. So we're going to change our conduct repeatedly, so become a habit. So it becomes a habit. So the virtuous heart in you will bring out virtuous thoughts. If you have one virtuous thought, that means you're making the right effort to practice. Then there's no frivolous thoughts that come by. So that's what we want to do. So therefore, much that we want to sit still, learn to sit, still to tame our mind, we has to cultivate in practice. We also need to be able to subdue that mind from being unwholesome to wholesome. So we do that repeatedly until we cleanse up that storehouse. So every life that we live then becomes more and more wholesome until your purification practice have cleansed up the whole storehouse. So therefore, we are actually in this life, we are like a recycling center, isn't it? We got a lot of rubbish being thrown at us. Where did the rubbish come from? From our past. So therefore, when you next time you do for recycling activities, think of this. So I want to check in, and this manifestation of my past bad karma, I undertake to purify that, and I'll give up what is good and what is virtuous. So brothers and sisters, 8:15, and I haven't gone through the other slides, but let us end here. And and I'll hand over to Sister Su Ching.
Cảm ơn Brother Chin. Well, time is really not enough. Cảm ơn Brother Chin for benefiting us with all these words of wisdom and great realizations from the chapters from the Wondrous Lotus Sutra. Cảm ơn Brother Chin. Yeah, definitely we will have chance to continue on this session. And even for everyone involved, every Friday, Brother Chin will have an extended session after Wisdom at Dawn talk from Taiwan Niveau. It's the same Zoom link. Welcome everyone to join us. Okay, thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining us since early in the morning, and most grateful to our two great sharers today, Brother Chin and Sister Sharon, for benefiting us with all your heartfelt and wisdom sharing. Thank you, everyone. Hope that each of us could sustain this Dharma joy and take in another piece of masters and Hualien love to our life. Let us invite Brother Chin to lead us in making 3 vows to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen as we depart to apply all these wonderful teachings in our everyday life. Let us pay our respects to our teachers of life universal truth. Comes together. First vow. Second vow. Third vow. Cảm ơn brothers and sisters. See everyone next Saturday. Cảm ơn, take care.
Cảm ơn Brother Chin.
Cảm ơn.